Afro Summit.
I've been to
However, I think
Uganda
I feel
too, though. That's what I'm saying. I've been there. Like it's like Ugandan education is like at least with primary school. I can't say for like the college level because I didn't go to the colleges and look around. But the primary school, the stuff that they were teaching was it was backwards information. It was information that's
it's
gonna definitely make sure you can't get
when
no
you talk of
job
backwards,
doing that.
what do you say? What do you talk about when you say backwards? When you say backwards information, give me an example of what you're talking about.
Okay, all right. So I'm watching. I'm sitting into one of the classes. Right, I'm just looking from outside the window into the class. Right. So not only we're not going to add the fact that quote unquote they allowed me to watch, but we're not going to get to that part, right? So I'm watching the instructor give lesson. He was like, okay, well, this duck has web feet. Class, how does this duck have web feet? Now it was a multiple answer question, right? I think he gave like 4 or 5 answers. One answer was like adaptation for swimming in the water. Another one said, quote unquote, what is it? Just have big feet. The other one says something else, whatever, right? And the other one was like, it says something else. I can't remember the third answer, right? The fourth answer. The teacher said, "Oh yeah, it just has big feet." That's the no. What did he say? He said, because of God, right? He said because God willed it to have that. And
But
I'm sitting there.
Marco, hold on. Yeah, I'm getting what you're saying, but the teacher is wrong. That the question is perfect though. That's the specific teacher because the actual answer is to adapt with water. So you can't blame the education system for that one teacher that has his personal agenda though, because that teacher is probably like a theologian or something, bro. So he's gonna have his biases, which is a point to say that the education system has too much biased teachers, but that's nothing to do with the structure that is laid out. The correct answer is actually web feet, and someone like me would have challenged that teacher and would probably get reprimanded for it because when I was in
Yeah,
college, I was
I
told
did
that
the same. I did the same, but
exactly.
I'm saying,
And what
but
did he
I'm looking
say?
at it like this though. No, not dream. I'm looking at this right, like this way. If this is the teacher, this is the person who's going to be molding the next generation into what you need them to be, right? And you basically, instead of necessarily looking at the directions clearly, concisely, going through, breaking it down piece by piece, at what you say, critical thinking skills. He said, put it to Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
To a lesser extent, I'll tell you that most teachers aren't like that smart, bro. That's just honest. I've been a teacher. I collaborated with teachers at seminars and stuff. Most teachers aren't. You don't want them teaching your children, to be honest. You have to take your children's education in your hands, bro. No, it's true. It's true. It's true. So sometimes, even me as a teacher, sometimes we don't know something, and because of our egos, we pretend to know. When the better thing is to get the right way, because some children, if they learn the thing wrong the first time, they won't ever unlearn that because of autism and
Exactly.
other mental disabilities. So the best thing to do is to find out how to actually approach a situation than to just give an answer. And the reason why we do that is because we don't want to seem as if we don't know. That's what most teachers do. To just say
I think
something random.
I think when it comes to like Africa's education system, I would focus mostly in the primary section, that age bracket of 8 to 13 mostly, because when I had to look through that curriculum the second time again, honestly, the curriculum is really not good. It has something that is lacking because now you see, for example, let me give an example. There is a question, there is a level that we reach. I think it's like level 5. I don't know what that is over there. It's called primary 5. It's maybe 5th grade. There's a topic where we start learning about colonialists, like the people that came here and what they discovered. They teach those whites as the kind that discovered these places. And yet, like, some of these areas had already existed way long before they had even come and discovered that place. For example, there's this famous guy, he's called John Huntington Speke. He traveled all the way from, I think, England, and he came to the source of the Nile. When he came to the source of the Nile, he met that area. There's a tribe called the Basoga people. The Basoga people who live in that area directed him to where the source of the Nile is, but he wasn't the one who discovered the source of the Nile. You get what they would probably have put in that curriculum would be John Huntington Speke was the first European tourists to visit the source of the Nile, but not to discover the source of the Nile. Because trust me, I grew up thinking that was, I was like, okay, maybe these whites weren't really bad at all. You know, they came, they did what they did, but at the end of the day, they helped at least change things. But not realizing that each time they came and they kept changing, because when he came and he saw that place, he changed the name. He changed the name. He first named it, is it Ripon Falls?
Fool me
Yeah.
once. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you can't fool me again. Listen, that they did the same thing with us in the West as well. They said Christopher Columbus discovered North and South America. He didn't even step foot on the North American continent. That's the first thing. Second thing is he came here, he saw people here with greater civilizations than back home in Portugal or Spain or Italy or wherever he was from, because at that time the Europeans were going through a dark ages and they were expanding. When they came to the West, they saw the Aztec Empire, the Mayan Empire, and the Inca Empire, and they claim to have discovered the New World because we're learning history from the colonialist perspective. So for them, the known world was just Europe and parts of the Middle East. So for them, that is a new world, and we regurgitate that, and we call it that he discovered this part of the world that we were.
Yeah.
There is, I'm not sure if you follow cricket. You follow cricket?
I
The
follow
game
what?
of cricket?
Okay. Cricket, yeah, there's a
Yeah,
sport
I
that
don't
we
follow.
got from England called cricket. So this region in the Caribbean, they call it the West Indies. And we still call it the West Indies today because Christopher Columbus thought he was in the west of India. So these things are still taught in our schools today. And we know better though, because we have critical thinking skills. But do we remove it from our curriculums? No, we don't. We still teach that Christopher Columbus discovered the New World in what? In 1492 or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I do have something to say about that because I even looked at it like, what is it, to the map recently, and I just keep seeing it be like the Indian Ocean, but then the Indian Ocean will be all the way in Africa, and I'd be like, wait a minute, when did the Indian Ocean mean the whole eastern side of Africa? I'm like, if anything, that should be the East African Ocean or something like that. At least something
That's
different.
true. I agree. Yeah.
I mean, because like claiming the whole as you said, like was it ocean, which is neutral territory for every group that any person who needs to travel there, right? But you call it the Indian Ocean, it's just crazy. But you're right on that. Definitely need to be corrected, and things like that do need to be corrected throughout the educational system.
Oh, we got mental agility here, and we actually have Anna in the backstage too. But I don't know, should I bring her up?
Let it go. Yeah, I mean,
Mental, what's going on, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you? Can you
Awesome.
hear me all right?
Yes, everybody's audio. A round of applause for everybody and their audio today. Everybody's audio is on point, clean. There's no feedback. This is beautiful.
Yeah, this man came out here in a 3-piece suit almost, boy. I was like, go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, go ahead, Muse.
Well,
I'll tell the background story behind that.
Okay, let me ask her this question real quick. So, Muse, with all of the well-educated, folk within, within Africa, right? Why hasn't some sort of union for the education system out there? Why hasn't that been bolstered and strengthened, for the respective countries within Africa?
They don't care.
I'm ignorant, so I don't know. That's why I'm asking the questions, because I honestly don't know. The question, Muse, is with all of the well-educated folk within Africa, right? Why hasn't some sort of union for the education system out there been bolstered and strengthened for those respective countries in Africa to have, like, educational institutions for you guys to benefit from?